So if you guys are like me and you guys saw that they announced the Dragon Ball Z X Adidas collab, it sounded amazing. It sounded like something that you were really like praying for since you were 11, 10, even 8, 6, 5 years old, man. I remember going home from school, like straight running to Cartoon Network, turning on Dragon Ball Z, getting hyped, watching the reruns on Toonami like over and over and over. It was awesome. It was a great show. One of the shows that I feel like really introduced the anime scene to like the United States, to be honest. So it was huge. It was a big phenomenon. A lot of people liked it. Even my dad, I remember, was into it. We had matching like Dragon Ball Z shirts and stuff, which was pretty sick. So yeah, the collab coming together was like something I've been waiting for, I feel like, my whole life. I like the sneaker scene. I like Dragon Ball Z. If you guys couldn't tell, I mean, Goku is like literally right there. So I'm super into both, and I just was like, okay, this is it. This is gonna keep them on top. And it's had a lot of mixed reviews, guys. It hasn't been very positive from what I've seen. But I figured I'd go over it with you guys today and kind of like look at everyone in depth and kind of just tell you guys my opinions of what I think the collab is, what it could have been, and I mean, the good, the bad, and the ugly, basically. So let's just get right into it. All of this information and all of the drop details came from Yeezy Mafia. If you guys don't know who Yeezy Mafia is, they're the information leakers for a lot of Yeezy releases and actually now a lot of Adidas stuff. So they've been releasing like all of the information on the Dragon Ball Z Adidas collab. They've been leaking it like one by one for a while, but just yesterday they actually had the whole rollout list, which should be up here now, showing you guys exactly what shoes are dropping and in what like models for Adidas, the colorways and things like that. But let's get right into this, let you guys know my opinions on what I think, because man, I know the series inside and out. I've watched a lot of it. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super. Right now it's crazy, guys. It's a really dope show. If you guys have not seen it, I highly suggest you watch Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z was by far the best one out of like all 4 of them, to be honest. So that's that. So the 2 shoes releasing in August, you can see right here, are Son Goku and Frieza. So Frieza was like the main villain basically of the huge Namek arc for Dragon Ball Z. It was like the second series after Vegeta and Nappa. Sorry if it's gonna sound very nerdy, but just trying to give you guys background information on who these characters are and what they should represent in the shoe. Son Goku, obviously Goku is like the main character for all 4 of the series. He's perennial, he is the guy, he is like the strongest fighter on earth, basically. His character right here, you can see there's a lot of orange, obviously. Black hair, iconic. Super Saiyan, gonna be yellow. So the shoe that they used for Goku was the ZX500RM. Yeah, you can see right here, it has a lot of the orange hits like I was talking about. Does it represent Goku, I feel like? And that's the problem. Like, I don't mind so much if the shoe model is not hype, if it's not a boost, if it's not easy. Like, I don't care about that. What I care about is that the shoe represents the character that it's like trying to portray. Goku, man, he should be the best shoe out of the lot because that is the character. That's the go-to guy. That's the main hero of the series. You look at this shoe, it doesn't really stand out too much. It's hard to make an orange shoe really hype other than like SBB ones or things like that. But overall, it's not a good color to work with. So you can kind of see from like the tongue and on the back heel tab that it looks like it makes out that circular crest that you guys see on his gi in every single episode, which is basically like the representation for Kame House, where he like learned how to fight and stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. It's unique to his gi. It's like on here and it's huge on the back. Other than the orange, I mean, like that's what stands out the most because he's literally inside of that thing like almost every episode. So I thought those are 2 cool things about it. I mean, the color scheme is all right. Like I said, it's not a terrible shoe. I would say this is probably in the top 3 of the ones that I actually do like. And yeah, it's not bad, but it's definitely not something that people were very excited for. And I think in terms of what Goku could have been, like it could have been a lot better. Like if they threw that on an Ultra Boost, oh man, that thing would have sold out like crazy and it would have been one of the most hyped shoes I feel like of all time, man. That would have been sick, comfortable. You can basically like train like Goku, so that would have been cool. So the second shoe out of the August releases is the Frieza model. The Frieza model is based off the Young 1, and it's not bad, guys. It's not that bad. Honestly, like the reason why it doesn't look that bad is because it looks like that kind of Wave Runner feel, which is kind of in trending right now in sneakers. So it's minimalistic. It has the hits of purple, it has the hits of white, and basically that's all of Frieza's design. Like when he's in his final form, that's it. He's just purple and white. I don't see any like markings from the mock-up arts that show like any other things that represent Frieza, but the color scheme should be good enough, so not too bad there. I would say this is probably like, yeah, up there as well. A lot of people have been hearing good things about this. Frieza's character itself was not my favorite, so definitely not touching that. We're Saiyans all the way, boys. Saiyan pride. You know how it is. So the next one from the September releases is going to be a Gohan and Cell release. The Gohan is off the D-Rupt model, which it looks basically like a lot of Flyknit put together. So the Gohan D-Rup model has not been shown like officially by Yeezy Mafia. I think they alluded to a tweet saying that that wasn't theirs to cover, so they're not going to show it. So there's been like mock-up arts, but I'm not sure if any of them are confirmed yet. The one that I'm showing here on screen is actually one of the more popular ones. It might be the real like art, but if it is, I'm gonna say that it's very lazy. Gohan, another like perennial character in the series, supposedly was supposed to be like the heir to the throne, like next strongest Saiyan of all time, so his character was very hyped up in all of Dragon Ball Z. He kind of got thrown on the back burner for the Buu series and stuff like that, but through Frieza series and through the Cell saga, he was the guy. Like, they were trying to build his character up and they kind of flopped on it. But anyway, that purple is from his gi. He wears a lot of the purple. Most of the time he has his Super Saiyan yellow hair going on, which I would have liked to see in the shoe. Some hits of yellow to signify, okay, this is Super Saiyan Gohan. That's when he was most badass. Also, he used to have like, one of his things for his character is he releases like a lot of like blue lightning. So that would have been kind of cool to see some kind of like etching somewhere to signify, yeah, that was his Super Saiyan 2 form. He's the man. This is pretty dope. I think they could have did a lot better on this one. Not one of my favorites at all. So the next shoe is the Pro Fear, which is mimicking Cell's colors. Cell was the main villain of like the Android arc. All of that, there's like a whole bunch of stuff leading up, and then he has multiple forms as well, but his final form is purple and green primarily. You can see that they did a really good job actually on the color scheme. I kind of like it. Pro Fear model is actually relatively new as well, so I think that's why there's a lot of buzz around it. Technology is better. The shoe itself isn't bad per se, but yeah, they did actually pretty well. Has a lot of hits of purple, like I said, has a lot of hits of that like dark green color, so it's not bad. Again, I'm not big on Cell as a character, so it's not something that I would pick up. And see, that's like part of the thing. When you're like trying to buy these shoes, people are gonna buy the character's model that they like the best. So if I really like mess with Gohan watching the series, and I'm definitely like, no matter what, even if it's ugly, I'm gonna get the Gohan just because that's memories and, you know, that's what I want to wear. If I like Goku, same thing. If I like Cell, same thing. But yeah, that's a big part of it, and I think people resonate to what they remember and what they like. So that's why I think this collab could have been a lot better. If you guys can kind of see back to the main like rollout scene, they show each picture basically of the two shoes that are released in that month, and there's a lot of canon to that, like I was saying earlier. Obviously Goku and Frieza, that was a huge arc. The reason why is because Goku turned Super Saiyan for the first time. I still get chicken skin to this day, like seeing that, like that was a huge scene, man. Like, it was crazy. Second series, you can see Gohan and Cell, so that was the big thing. Like I said, Goku actually ends up like dying in that fight. Gohan like actually is the one that defeats Cell. Father-son Kamehameha, like perennial picture. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that was huge in that arc. Both of those characters played a big role, so they paired it together for that month. So we are now in November, and the two characters that they're showing off on their shoes are Vegeta and Majin Buu. So the Vegeta model, favorite one. I'm gonna say it right now, that is my favorite model. I like what they did with it. They did a lot of good stuff with it. So you can see right here, a lot of yellow, a lot of blue, and black. Vegeta, he wears a lot of that blue armor, and it has like yellow hits on over here and in the midsection. So that's where that comes from, that blue and yellow scene. Supposedly the soul is supposed to mimic his hair, so it's not Super Saiyan Vegeta, it's actually regular Vegeta. That's why it's black. And that's just what Yeezy Mafia said, so they pointed that out. What really gets me though is that on the tongue and on the back, it looks like the silhouette of the Capsule Corp like logo, which makes sense because actually that armor and stuff was revamped by his future wife Bulma. So yeah, he reps Capsule Corp, and their son Trunks reps Capsule Corp as well. So that makes sense that it would be on his shoe. So I like that. Those little things matter. So Goku, you can see his Kame logo. Vegeta, you see the Capsule Corp logo. Yeah, that's pretty dope. The Majin Buu one, I think it's a huge miss, honestly. Like, he has a lot of colors going on. You can see this big pink blob, basically. He's got hits of purple, he's got hits of yellow, he's got like a lot of colors going on. So the shoe is kind of like wild. It looks like very standoutish. I don't know, they could have did a lot better. It looks like there's some kind of writing on the tongue and on the back heel tab, but I can't make it out. So when they hopefully release like official images within the next coming months, I would say that's the best bet. And again, maybe the shoe, when you can actually see it on feet and stuff, maybe it'll make a difference. Maybe it'll look a lot better. Maybe I'll like resonate to it more. But for now, these mock-ups, I'm kind of on the fence. Okay, so the last two you can see over here, December releases. Both of them are actually like concepts of Shenlong, who is a dragon that gets summoned when you guys like collect the 7 Dragon Balls. So you can see it's a lot of green, it's red, it kind of is just wild to me. And honestly, it's because it's on an EQT, so like that's a good model of the Adidas series. It's comfortable. I can see a lot of people wearing that. Yeah, he's not that big of a character in the series, to be honest. Like, think of Dragon Ball, you're like, oh yeah, the one with the dragon. It's not like that. You think of Goku, you think of the Saiyans, you think of aliens and stuff, not the dragon per se. They could have put a different character in. And since we're on that topic of a different character, here comes my like minute rant of who I think they should have thrown into the collab. I actually had these displayed, like, I don't remember, like a long time ago with my shoe collection, but if you guys don't know this homie, this is Trunks. Trunks is my freaking hero, bro. Like, this is the guy. I wanted Trunks in this freaking collab and he didn't pop up, so I was pretty bummed. That is a shoe that I wish they had, and I mean, who knows, like, if this collab does well, if it sells a lot, maybe they'll do more shoes in the future. I think they're trying to promote their lower, like, not so known shoes right now with this collab so they can sell some models. In the future, maybe Trunks is being saved for like a Ultra Boost, which would be amazing, or an NMD, which would also be amazing. But they need to have Trunks in this freaking collab, man. I'm like, ugh. He's the best character, hands down. Yeah, that's somebody that I wish was in there. He's not. But overall, what do I think about the collab? It feels lazy to an extent on the designs. I know they put a lot of work into it, but I feel like they could have did a lot better. I like how they paired the Dragon Ball Z releases with like the sagas, so that was pretty intuitive. That was pretty cool. It means that they actually took the time to look into the show and, you know, like pair it up. So I'm gonna release this saga first, this saga next, this saga next, and so on. It goes in order. So the Frieza saga, Cell saga, Buu saga, and then that last one, Shenlong, supposedly there's a movie releasing in December, so they're saying it might be paired with that release. Who knows? But that would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of intuitive. So that was another little plus for me. I do really like the Vegeta. I'm gonna try to cop that for sure. Other than that, I'm not really like targeting any of them really hard. Maybe when like the on feet pictures come out, the actual shoe is like in hand. Might change my mind, but from the concepts, the only one I really like with is Vegeta. So I don't know. What is your guys' thoughts though? I want to hear what the Untitled Honda thinks. So comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite. Really want to hear you guys' opinions. I want to hear what your favorite shoe is. Until next time though, Untitled Hawaii here. Take care, stay humble, stay blessed. I'll see you guys later. Shoots.